Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. I needed to deal with this obsessive admirations for all things non-African. I have to deal with this tendency amongst the Negro to love everything that's not black and ignore and denigrate all things that are African. MaKhia Bryant. MaKhia Bryant. A 16-year-old black girl with a damn butter knife. A 16-year-old black girl with a damn butter knife. She didn't have a machete. She didn't have a hunting knife. She didn't have a Rambo knife. She had a little kitchen splicer. A little kitchen splicer. And this little 16-year-old girl got pumped full of bullets because she had a kitchen splicer. Now, the police officer could have used the taser. He could have used the taser. If she was white, he might have used the taser. But if she was white, I don't think she would have got shot at all with a bullet or a taser. If she was white, he would have physically de-escalated the situation with his hands. If she was white, he would have physically de-escalated the situation with his hands. But because she was black, she got pumped full of bullets. And he's not going to face no charges. He's not going to face no charges. And see, what the white power structure does, brothers and sisters, what the white power structure does is they make sure they delay justice long enough for police assassinations to escape the public memory. Because they know black people are creatures of the moment. They know the American Negro is a creature of the moment. His attention cannot stay on anything too long because we are emotionally immature. When it comes to entertainment, you can entertain a Negro to death. You can entertain a Negro out of his liberation. You can entertain a Negro out of his freedom. Negroes love to be entertained. So we will stay with the Eric Garner case until the media stops putting it on our public conscious. We will stay with Breonna Taylor. We will stay with George Floyd. We will stay with Philando Castile. We will stay with Tamir Rice and Sandra Bland and Amir Locke. We will stay with them until the white media stops reminding us of the situation that is being put on our mind. You understand me? So what they did with MaKhia Bryant, rest in peace, condolences to the family. What they did with MaKhia Bryant, rest in peace to the princess, condolences to the family, is they dragged this out, took it off the news. This is how they protect the police. This is how they protect the police. They drag it out. Same thing they did with Michael Brown. We're going to drag it out. Let it fall out of the media. Let the story be withdrawn from circulation in the public eye. And then about a year later, we'll bring the cop up for justice when black people then forgot all about the case in the first place. And then we'll just have a grand jury that simply chooses not to indict their white brother. We'll just have a grand jury that will then simply choose not to indict their white brother. That's what they did with MaKhia Bryant. Okay? That's what they did with MaKhia Bryant. If it was up to them, it would not have made the news at all. If it was up to them, it would not have made the news at all. Shot that little girl. Shot that little girl. Shot that little girl. But let me tell you what bothers me the most. Because we're dealing with the Negro's infatuation with integration. We're dealing with the Negro's infatuation with integration. I'm looking at my feed. I'm looking at my Instagram feed, and I'm looking at the Facebook feed, and I'm seeing black men and black women, but especially black men. I'm seeing black men and black women, but especially black men, defend the police against a 16-year-old little girl. I'm watching black men take the side of the police I'm seeing black men take the side of the police against a little black girl. If that is not dishonorable, I don't know what is. If that is not anti-masculine behavior, I don't know what that is. The black man's job is to protect the black woman. And if the black man's job is to protect the black woman, his job damn sure is to protect the black girls. If our job, part of the definition of manhood, is the protection of the black woman. And so that automatically means we must protect the black child, and especially the little black girl. And to see black men defend the police and side with the police, I would have to say here today, brothers and sisters, that black manhood and black masculinity is at its worst level. Black manhood and black masculinity is at its worst point. Black manhood and black masculinity is at the lowest point it's ever been since we've been in these United States. I've never thought I would see that many black men defend the police. And you know why you defending the police? Is number one, you don't value the black woman. I guarantee you, if they would have murdered a snow bunny, I guarantee you, if that same police officer would have murdered a 16-year-old white girl, you same Negroes, if that police would have murdered a 16-year-old white girl, I promise you, you same snow bunny loving Negroes would have had nothing but sympathy and compassion for the snow bunny. But because MaKhia Bryant was not a snow bunny, you ain't got no love for her. She shouldn't have had the knife. You have no respect for black women, no value for black women. And then on top of that, you're scared of the police. On top of that, you're scared of the police. See, subconsciously what's happening in a lot of black males' minds, not men, but male. Male is a physical organism. Black man is a spiritual, psychological, cultural, and social construct. You understand me? What's happening in the minds of a lot of black males is unconsciously you're scared of the police. Unconsciously, we have been intimidated away from speaking truth to power because we don't want no smoke with the police. I mean, let's just be honest. There's exceptions to the rule. New Black Panther Party is an exception to the rule. The Fred Hampton Gun Club is an exception to the rule. The Huey Newton Gun Club is an exception to the rule. Okay? But by and large, most black men in the United States don't want any smoke with the police. So subconsciously, your fear of the police has you rationalizing police genocide and oppression of African people. I said unconsciously, your fear of the police has you rationalizing and explaining away the mistreatment and brutality by the police against African people. This little girl is dead. She lost her life. Unjustified murder. Police will not be charged. And all you can say is she shouldn't have had a knife. Well, if it's that simple, my beta males, if it's that simple, my beta males, if the beta male nation thinks it's that simple, if the beta male nation thinks it's that simple, then why is it the same police can disarm mass murderers who got rifles in their arms? If it's that simple that she shouldn't have had a knife, explain to me why the police can disarm these school shooters. No blood spilled, no bullet shot. Help me understand how these police can take into custody non-violent men who just murdered dozens of people, handfuls of people, shot up schools. So you mean to tell me You mean to tell me that they can take violent, armed assassins into custody without taking their life, but they can't take a 16-year-old black girl into custody with a damn kitchen knife? They can't take a 16-year-old black girl into custody with a damn kitchen knife, but they can take armed killers, mass shooters with rifles and bombs, pistols, grenades. They can take them into custody, fully armed, after they just committed mass murder. They didn't have to kill them. But a 16-year-old black girl with a butter knife had to die in order to be subdued. But all these white mass murderers can be subdued and taken into custody without a single bullet leaving the chamber. All these mass murders can be taken into custody right after they just murdered dozens of people. And the police never discharged their weapon a single time. And the police never discharged their weapon a single time. They put Dylan Roof in a bulletproof vest and took him to Burger King. They put Dylan Roof in a bulletproof vest and took him to Burger King. And you're going to sit here and tell me, that MaKhia Bryant had to lose her life because you don't value the black woman and you scared of the police. You're going to sit here and tell me that MaKhia Bryant, 16-year-old girl with a kitchen knife, had to lose her life, but these white men who go on shooting sprees, murdering 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 people at a time, fully armed, they could be taken into custody without a single bullet losing a chamber. But MaKhia Bryant got to lose her life because you don't value the black woman and you scared of the police. You don't value the black woman. Where my Pan-Africanists at? If you a Pan-Africanist, can I get some fire and fists from the brothers and some hearts from the queens? If you a revolutionary Pan-Africanist, can I get some fire and fists from the brothers and some hearts from the queens? If you a revolutionary Pan-Africanist this morning, revolutionary Pan-African nationalists, Garveyite guerrilla gangbangers, can I get some fist and fire from the brothers and some hearts from the queens? Can I get some fist and fire from the brothers and some hearts from the queens?